Well, good day, ladies and gentlemen. How the hell are you all doing today? I hope you're all doing well, and welcome back to the show. I am Johnny No Cash, and you are listening to a brand new episode of Life with Johnny No Cash. And if you are watching this, you'll notice that I got the second camera up and going. Unfortunately, the quality's shit as per usual. 720p, baby. 720p. But the lighting is so bad in here that there's a bit of a ripple effect happening right now. So I do apologize for that. But due to popular demand, the second camera was necessary for the video podcast. So I got it up and going. Maybe for the next episode, I'll figure out a better lighting situation. Maybe I can invest in one of those ring lights or some shit. But that being said, thank you all so much for that feedback. You guys really do help with the show as far as the structure and content and all that shit goes. I listen to every single one of your messages, your comments, your direct messages, and emails. Every single time you guys give me a suggestion, I always consider it. So thank you for being a part of that. And also, before I jump into today's topic, I gotta say thank you all for the immense amount of support when I released my new song on Friday. Man, it's such a difficult thing these days being a solo independent artist. I have struggled so hard with trying to define this sound. Not a lot of people pick it up for their playlists because they don't know how to categorize it. So really the only way I can kind of reach new audiences is through you guys. And the amount of shares and the amount of comments to keep it up in that algorithm has been overwhelming. I did actually, some of the money that I've made through this podcast, I put right back in to do some advertising for the song. And it's reached an entirely new group of people now. And it's all because of you guys. It really comes down to the fans. And it comes down to the listeners. Everybody who actually gives an ounce of a fucking shit, who takes the time to click that share button or like. It goes without saying that you guys really make things happen. So thank you. Thank you so much for that. Now, with that out of the way, I got to talk about some serious shit. I think I may have contradicted myself when I first started out on this journey, and I need to address it. And I also have to apologize because I'm going to correct myself here. So, without further ado, let's jump into today's episode. Here we go. I'm living in a van playing outlaw tunes. Life with Johnny No Cash. Smoking them smokes and drinking that booze. Life with Johnny No Cash. Where I go, how the fuck I'll know. I'm off the grid on dusty roads. There ain't no better way of eating beans. So I am currently still in Vancouver. It is pouring rain today. It's been raining since about 3 o'clock in the morning, just nonstop. I woke up to a big downpour, and it's just been going all day, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I kind of like the rain. Keeps you inside, keeps you nice and cozy, and it's not super cold anymore. So being inside the van isn't nearly as uncomfortable as it once was. Even having the heater in here was fine at times, but it's fucking loud. So if you were watching anything, I couldn't really do anything while the heater was on. It was either warm up silently or don't warm up at all and get shit done. So it's nice that the weather is starting to improve as far as the temperature goes. But I do have a feeling that in the next week, it's just going to be rain. And what the fuck am I going to do? I don't know. I did get myself an agent, so that is signed. The contract is good. It's in the fucking bag. I just got to wait and get some fucking some days on set. Be that background blur that I was meant to be. And today's episode is going to be reflecting on something I said about 7 or 8 months ago. It was right when I first started doing this podcast. I think I was jumping the gun a little bit. I think I was a little premature in my conclusion about something. And now that I've been doing this for coming up to 365 days, next month will be my 1 year on the road. I've learned a lot. I've grown a lot. I've come to realize a lot about like what makes me tick, what's best for me. And I really need to address something. I understand that I've addressed isolation in the past. And even in one of my first handful of episodes, I believe it was called Solo Travel versus Companion Travel or something along those lines. I was I was pretty strong to say that it was fucking doable and super easy to do alone. I still stand by that to some degree, but at the same time, I really do need to put my fucking foot out of my mouth for a moment and reflect on that. Now that I'm in the city, all I see is people, friends, family, people doing things together. Now, when I was on the road, when I was off the grid and living in the mountains and in the forests, I didn't see that shit. So it was like, it wasn't even something that I thought about. It was, out of sight, out of mind type of thing. And I thought, it was easy peasy, no big deal. I'm just out in the woods. I got my tunes. I got, fire going. I was keeping myself occupied. Now that I've been in the city, and I'm going to be in the city for, at least another month, I've been really noticing that I am really lacking human interaction. And what I mean by that is being a part of a community or a group or just having, close friends or like a pub or something that I could, call home. Now that I'm here, that's all I see. I felt like such a fucking loser last night when I was standing outside of my van. I had a drink, a fucking vodka, and I was cleaning the outside of my van. And all I was seeing was these cars pulling in and people just kind of piling out of these cars together and then walking together, playing volleyball together, starting up a small little campfire together. And here I was alone, drinking, cleaning my van. I was just like, God damn, man. Like, would it be weird if I walked up to these people and asked if I could join them? Would it be weird? Or like, how the fuck do people meet people these days? When I'm bombing through a town, that's one thing. You say good day to, the person at the gas pump or whatever, and that's it. That's fine. But now that I'm stationary and I can't be having fires all the time, I can't be doing the things that I was doing when I was in the mountains. Like, I'm noticing that loneliness is starting to really creep up. And it's because it's just being pushed in my face all the time, every day. And for anybody who is planning on, changing your lifestyle, doing this van life, living the RV lifestyle, or just, starting to travel by yourself, I think, this is why I need to apologize. I think I was jumping the gun a little too early there when I said that it was fine, that it was no big deal. It was a piece of cake. And I think the reason for that is because I was just constantly on the move. Every day was a different place. I had no time to get to know anybody because I didn't really have a real destination. But now that I'm I'm staying put in this city, I'm noticing that, fuck, man, like, I would really like to be a part of something, whether it's a volunteer community or just fucking having somebody playing. I don't even know how to play volleyball. I don't. I think it's kind of a lame sport, but I'd be down. I'd be down to play some fucking volleyball. I'd be down to play some soccer, some shit, going on a fucking hike or, just something. And the more it's like the world got so much smaller once I surrounded myself with more people. Is that weird to say? Like, it feels like my world is just so tiny right now. Whereas when I was in the mountains, it was just fucking vast. It was huge. And again, I'm not sure if people are meeting people like just digitally these days, or people going up and talking to people. Like this is a legitimate question for any listeners out there right now. And if you do want to respond to this privately, give me your age, because I'd be curious to know, is it like, I think it's more difficult to meet people the older you get. I think that's just a fact. But I'd be curious if, some of my younger listeners are also having a hard time meeting people, or if everybody's literally just living a digital world. Is everyone just living online? Living through Instagram and Facebook and, online apps? Or are you making the effort? Are you guys going out and actually introducing yourself, going that extra mile and trying new things? I don't know. Because now that I'm in this new surrounding, I feel like, fuck, man, like this is just out of my element. But it's weird, I feel like sometimes I give off this persona that like not a lot can fucking take me down. And it's fucked up because I'm really starting to feel pretty weak. I'm starting to feel like that there's something missing. And it's so fucking weird because I got such an incredible response. I was on my phone pretty much 24 hours a day for the last 5 days gearing up for this song with, press coverage, playlist curators, content creators, of course, fans and friends messaging me about the song, wanting to know I was talking to people. I was really fucking busy. If anything, I needed a break from people. But it was all online. It was all digital. It's still tangible and it's still real, but there's no real time conversation and communication. A lot of people don't respond right away. They want to give the illusion that they're busy. And they very well could be. They could be busy. But there's no real-time communication. I think we're starting to lose that. And it's really becoming magnified in my eyes that we are starting to move away from this, socialite, humanistic qualities that we once had, where we were just social beings. And now we still are social beings, probably more now than ever, but we're just doing it like this. We're just on our phones. We're just on our laptops. I don't know. Maybe I'm looking into it too much, but over the last little while, this has really kind of hit home with me. Releasing that song really, I was kind of hoping that I'd get something more out of it, like some kind of joy. And of course I felt great. And of course all your comments and everything made me feel like really loved and welcomed. And this new sound was something that you all really enjoyed. But here I was still in my fucking van, answering emails and answering messages on my phone, which was no different from the week before. It's fucked. It's, sometimes maybe me just being isolated, I'm starting to think too much. Who fucking knows? I think I just need to get the hell out and do something. And that's the thing is I'd love to go into the mountains right now, but if I get a phone call to be on set, and with the price of gas and the amount of weight that I'm fucking towing around, it's a lot of money. Like my good buddy Andy, who I've mentioned a number of fucking times, he bought some property up north and he really would like a hand up there working with him. But I told him, I'm like, dude, I'm driving my van through the fucking mountains, 3.5 hours to your property and then 3.5 hours back. That's going to cost me a fortune, and it's just fucked. With the way, you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. It's I'd love to get off the grid, but can't even really afford it. I can't afford to fucking drive off 2.5 hours and then drive back on the off chance that an email or phone call comes in. So it's fuck, man. I just can't wait for, the end of May to happen so I can start my venture through the States. And I've never been through the States really before. So Sorry, just lost a little bit of battery there on the old phone. I've got to wrap this up. Unfortunately, folks, I'm really sorry about this episode. I've been doing this all morning. Everything's been dying. And I just really wanted to be and come clean with you about some major things. And that is that if you do want to try this lifestyle, be prepared. It's not your food, your water, and the being of your van that are going to fuck you up in the end. It's really the mental stability. So please just keep that in mind, that if you choose this lifestyle, you're also putting yourself really in a brand new headspace. And now that I've been doing this full time for almost a full year, it's really come back and really kind of solidified itself in my future. I don't know if I'm ever going to have like physical friends until I might settle down again. Just keep that in mind. Please do. And, I just wanted to bring that to light because, again, a lot of people are starting to do this time of year, springtime. Everyone's, wanting to pack up and fuck off. I get it. Just know that there could be a little bit of a breakdown coming up for you, because the more you're away from people and the more you're exposed to people, the more it kind of magnifies your isolation, your loneliness, and that you might be missing something really important in your life, and that is that human interaction. So thank you all so very much for your time and your ears. And if you made it this far, thank you so much for listening to the podcast. I really do appreciate it. I just want to sign off by saying you guys rock. I love doing this. And if I could, I'd fucking party in person with every single fucking one of you. And I'm still not smoking, for everybody who's curious. I'm still not smoking. I haven't had a cigarette in well over 2 weeks. So for everybody that's been wondering about that, it's been going good. So thank you all once again for being here. I really do appreciate it. You guys sharing the song has really helped me out. And it is that little glimmer of hope in this very independent lifestyle, solo lifestyle that I chose. So you guys have really been bringing a lot of hope and joy to my life. So thank you for that. And until next time, you better fucking stay dusty, all right? And then I'm signing out. Cheers to y'all, a staggered crawl, and have some crazy monkeys. I'm living in a van playing outlaw tunes. Life with Johnny No Cash. Smoking them smokes and drinking that booze. Life with Johnny No Cash. Where I go, how the fuck don't know. I'm off the grid on dusty roads. There ain't no better way of eating beans.